This is the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here.
Hi guys, this is Jon Wurm from F5Live.tv, part of the Tech Podcast Networks, and also here in partnership with TPN.tv. Right now, we're at the Home Grid Forum booth, and we're going to talk to John Egan about some really interesting innovations in the home.
CES 2012 coverage is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com. Get 25% off their 4th generation hosting by using promo code CES2. Find more GoDaddy deals at TPN.tv.
So for those who may not be familiar with Home Grid Forum, why don't you give us a quick synopsis about what you guys are all about?
Home Grid Forum was developed to support G.hn, an ITU-T technology for networking over any wire in the home, power line, phone line, and coax. Home Grid Forum is made up of members from around the globe, such as AT&T, Best Buy, Marvell Semiconductor, which I'm an employee of, Metanoia, Sigma Designs, Lantique, British Telecom, Telefonica, many from around the globe.
Okay, awesome. Now, your products work on an existing framework in the house, is that correct?
Yes, in fact, one of our taglines is any wire, anywhere. And it helps the consumer by allowing them to get their service put wherever they want to, most of the time without needing a new cable. Because more than likely there's an outlet there, there's a coax connection there, or there's a phone line there.
Okay. What sort of, communications can you put across the existing wires from the coax and electrical and all that?
With G.hn, we're able to have up to a gigabit of data sent over these wires. So the consumer can send multiple HD IPTV streams, have their internet connections, they're sharing their videos and whatever, and not have any interruption of service or any pixelation that shows up on IPTV screens when it's not enough bandwidth.
Okay, awesome. Is there any range, or as the range increases, does it kind of taper off, or how does that work?
G.hn was defined after having learned many lessons from other technologies. And one of those was that, yes, there can be a range issue throughout the home, or also homes may have very old wiring, which could be problematic for networks. So G.hn has several aspects that were added to it. One is that it allows for relaying automatically between nodes. So if you have one node in your bedroom and one node in the far end of the house or the garage or something, and they can't see each other on the network, if there's a node in the middle that they can see, they'll use that as a relay automatically. So the connection is maintained at the highest speed possible.
Wow, that's pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and cut to our sponsors real quick, and then we'll be back. You always want to be sure that people can get to your content. It doesn't matter if it's a little content or a lot of content and you're doing it in 10 downloads or 35 million. You need someone that can handle the volume. And that's with GoDaddy 4G hosting, you get all of that and more. For just $4.99 to $9.99 a month, you get cluster servers, so that if one goes down, you have 8 more backing you up. You also get an SSL security certificate for free value of $14.99. And right now, you can actually get a 25% discount by going to GoDaddy.com and entering the promo code CES2 in the checkout. Go to GoDaddy.com and enter the promo code CES2 in the checkout. Okay, so your devices, do they specifically plug into like electrical outlets to take advantage of the wiring?
Yes, they do. In fact, I can show you some of the demonstrations here, some of the working silicon and some of the applications it's already supporting.
Okay, awesome. Just out of curiosity, you seem to have a wide breadth of products in the home. Could you go over some of those real quick?
Yes. Right now, G.hn technology is coming out to the market. The silicon vendors, such as Marvell, have now completed their silicon, and now we're working on interoperability so that when it comes out to the market with system products, such as from name brand consumer electronics companies, they'll all work together. The consumer can buy any, and as long as it has the Home Grid Forum logo on it, they can have confidence that it will work with any other Home Grid Forum logo device.
Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the products.
Thank you, Jonathan. What we have here before me is an interoperation demonstration between Marvell technology and Metanoia technology. It has the Marvell semiconductor over here on a Marvell evaluation board connected through power line communications using G.hn through to this board, out the Ethernet to the set-top box to the television. There's a streaming media server down below sending the signal constantly through and across the network connection between the points. This is very important. It's very early in the life cycle of G.hn, yet we are already able to demonstrate interoperation between different silicon from different vendors. Here we have a demonstration of the same chipsets, as well as the Sigma Designs chipset, interoperating now using coax connections instead of power line. You have the Metanoia board here with their chip connected to the set-top box to the TV, over coax to the Marvell development board that has its stream coming from the media server. And as you can see, it's working flawlessly. On this side, we have also a coax demonstration between Marvell and Sigma. Again, it's the same G.hn chipset that is used for any communication over any copper, this time over coax, to be able to have the streaming feed out to the IPTV.
Okay, and I guess, do you guys have any idea as to the amount of savings that people who use this technology have if they don't have to run extra cables or tear up walls and all that kind of stuff? I'm just curious.
Well, if we go by some of the estimates that service providers have, such as the telephone companies, they predict that it'll save them 4 man-hours, which is hundreds of dollars, as well as the material. So that savings builds up, and it then allows them to manage their workforce better and have it at a level that they could have it be without this need for running new cables.
Awesome. Just curious, what's about the price range that consumers can expect your products to fall into?
They'll fall into just about the same price range they're seeing now with the older technologies. It's a very competitive market, so we will come out with much higher functionality, better throughput, better quality, and it'll be at just about the same price as what they pay today.
Awesome. That's impressive. I appreciate you taking the time today. You guys have a lot of cool stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John.
So we just talked to John Egan at the Home Group Forum about some really interesting home technology. He did also mention to me that the technology is in its initial phases, but they've already written the technology standard, and they're working on the testing standards as we speak. So we can actually expect to see some full-fledged products here about in July. I'm John for F5Live.tv, part of Tech Podcast Networks, and TPN.tv. We'll be streaming 24/7 coverage of CES 2012. Stay tuned for more.
This is the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here.